In actual fact, it should say he scored at least 107 goals. There are 9 missing goals. And incredibly, those missing goals are an African Cup of Champions Club's record. 9 in a tie and 7 in one match. It's unclear if the 9 still stands as a record in CAF's Africa Champions football clubs, that is, but it is absolutely certain that the 7 goals he scored on the 6th of February 1972 against the champions of Lesotho at that time, Majantja, remains the most number of goals ever scored in Champions Clubs football in Africa. So Citalu's record is a very, very, very strong record. Bizarrely, it has never been properly credited. I say bizarrely because I managed to trace the goalkeeper who let those 9 goals in. His name is Lebohang Nteko, often known as Black Cat. Nteko, if anybody had cause not to want to hear the name of Godfrey Chitalu ever again, is different. He says in an exclusive interview to me that the record was set by Citalu. He scored those goals against him, and if they have not been credited, it would be very, very wrong. It's his record, it should be acknowledged. That is what Nteko told me more than 49 years after Citalu scored those goals. There is absolutely no doubt that Citalu scored those 9 goals. There is absolutely no doubt that it is an African record. And it is something that should be acknowledged. Today, of all days, it should be acknowledged. It is the beginning of Citalu's wonder year. These goals happened before the start of the Zambian football season for 1972. That is where the 107 goals come from. They were scored during the Zambian season. So that is the record for the most number of goals during a season. The 9 goals that Citalu scored in the preliminary round of the African Cup of Champions Clubs in 1972 were before the Zambian season started. But they were part of 1972. So that means that Citalu set this African record before the Zambian season had even started. And those goals clearly occurred within 1972. They're clearly of high quality. They are an African record after all. And that means that Citalu's true tally is actually 116 for 1972. It is far and away the most number of goals that has been set in a calendar year. And that too should be acknowledged. So I call on African football, on African journalists, on journalists, football journalists, to acknowledge the contribution of the late, great Godfrey Ucar Chitalu.